Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force Chapter 228. When we last left our heroes, we saw the end of the Hibachi flashback as Hibachi was killed by the kid in revenge for Hibachi killing his mother as an infernal, which then kind of led us to seeing a little bit of Benny's early leadership of the Asakusa Hikashi, which then led us back to the present, where he's fighting Hibachi's doppelganger. They go for a few more blows. The most important thing we get in the present part of the chapter, though, is Hibana noting that the waves have changed, and they start to seem like kind of traditional Japanese art, which implies that even the waves have been replaced by like doppelganger waves, which is fascinating, and I hope we'll get more into it as this chapter goes on. So yeah, let's jump right on into Chapter 228, A Parting Gift. And our picture here is of Hoyan, like draped in a cloak or something. I defy law, I who offered my life unto God. I don't know if that's signifying that Hoyan is going to be important this chapter. He is here. He is there with Kareem and Hibana and Conroe watching the fight, so it's possible. We have our scan later page. Oh no, here we have all of the 7th Brigade members all like running up to where Conroe is on the shore. Lieutenant Conroe! Where are they? And then Conroe directs his attention up there. And I think that might be Hinahika's dad. Shemi Bada, or I don't remember his name. Something Bada. But yeah, he recognizes Hibachi, definitely. Or no, he's just shocked at just like everything going, like just the explosions and clashes all up in the sky as Benny and Hibachi just go at each other. And then we see a shot of the two of Benny getting ready for another punch, and one of the Hikashi, welcome the master, and then Hinahika's dad, yeah, both of them are the pride of Asakusa, two gods of proto-nationalism fighting in the Empire's skies. You'd think they own the place. And then they all cheer, because of course they do. Yeah! And we hear like the bang of the two of them going at it. And after another clash between Benny and Hibachi, Hibachi asks him, what's wrong, boy? Don't got it in ya? And then he makes a slice at Benny. Benny's kind of thrown back. Come on, it's not every day you mosey your ass to our world. It'd be rude to kick you out just like that. What do you think? How about some tea? Wow, fucking Benny. And he kicks Hibachi and sends him flying. And then back on the ground, we hear the cheering, ora, 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 as Benny flies towards Hibachi. Ei chop, form 5, Sokujitsu, and he flies in from above and swings down onto Hibachi. But Hibachi counters with Akebono, this kind of cross. I can't quite get the pose right, but you know what I mean. The two of them are blown back by the impact. Kagetsu! It's Fire Moon. Some line seems to have crossed the... I'm not entirely sure what this line is supposed to... It's a little bit of fire has cut horizontally across both of them, maybe, or something. I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing there. But either way, they're both they both defend themselves from whatever blast just happened. Then they come at each other with Form 2 Moonlight, and Hoyan and Kareem can't even look. Incredible. It's blinding. And we see that Benny as well is kind of blinded by the light. But we see Hibachi's fallen. Down here, Benimaru. The important thing in this panel, though, is we see the waves. And as I talked about earlier in the video, the waves are becoming more in that kind of traditional Japanese art style. That's even more the case here on page 10. Form 4, Sekijitsu! And he has this big, kind of Kamehameha wave looking thing. Laser beam, that's what I was looking for. Laser beam flying up towards Benny. Scatter into ashes. And it looks like, is Hibachi's left arm there? Because we go back to page 9. Page 9? Or... No, it's 8. That one weird panel I was having trouble looking through. It looks like there's a spattering of blood on both sides. and we can only see one of Benny's arms in that panel. The other one is kind of covered by this light. Though, looking at Hibachi in that panel, we can see both of his arms, so my thought there was that maybe they both lost their arms or something. But I'm not sure that's right. Anyway, so yeah, the burning sun just continues to blaze up into the sky, and Conroe thinks this is ridiculous. The shock and heat are carving a hole into the sea, and we see the sea is starting to like crater. I guess the shockwave, as the beam goes up, like the shockwaves come down and make this huge crater in the ocean. There's going to be nothing left, not in the face of flames like that. And Conroe kind of like calms down and smiles. Even the master knows. And we see like a few little like whiffs of flame, and Hibachi grins. He is a child of the heavens, Kagutsuchi. And Kagutsuchi is the Shinto god of fire, which is of course a fitting reference for the proto-nationalists. These flames also are in that art, that traditional like Japanese, I think block art is what it's called, maybe. That like that famous painting of the giant wave. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, and Benny just like looks down at him as Conroe thinks, flames, no matter the source, are his ally. And Hoyan watching, to take an attack like that and be completely untouched. And Kareem asks, what the hell happened? And Hibana turns to Conroe, how could Benimaru possibly be that strong? There's no rhyme or reason to strength and weakness. There's not a man in Asakusa who wastes time wondering why he's strong. The strong are strong. And Benimaru? Well, he's just strong. What a line. What a fucking line that is. And Hibachi like zooms up to be level with Benimaru. Benimaru now seems to only be levitating on either the mop head, or like not the broom part, or just flame. He might be floating on flame. I can't really tell. And Hibachi asks him, still a monster, aren't you, kid? There's something I've always wanted to ask you, old man. And Benimaru takes off his other sleeve. He's wearing like one sleeve cloak thing. He takes off the other sleeve. And Conroe looks at that in a bit of surprise. Oh no, I was super wrong there. Or maybe it's not about the broom thing. Because on page 17 it looks like the broom does not have, or the mop toy does not have the stick part. On page 18 he bows on the stick, so I'm not quite sure. Anyway, he bows and Hibachi looks confused. When you passed, I followed in Conroe's footsteps. A bunch of stuff happened. The Asakusa Hikashi became Special Fire Force Company 7, and I received the privilege of leading them. I know it was a burden on you, but today I'm here to fight. And Conroe looks up in shock. Benny, please watch over my Hikashi way. I won't bring shame to the name you gave me, Shinmon. And Hibachi just grins, as Benny is still shocked. Are you ready to kill me now? It's been a pleasure. The goddamned idiot you raised is going to repay the favor with the town you loved. Watch over me. To be continued, chapter 229, Bearing the Sun. Okay, so, I'm going to open with my biggest complaint of the chapter, which is a chapter I largely enjoyed reading, but it doesn't feel like we did anything this chapter. Like, not to be harsh, but last chapter ends with Benny having this kind of like, they pause the fight for a moment for Benny to say, there's something I still haven't tried, there's something I want to show you, this time I'm going to put you down, is the last line of 227. And 228, there's still the same basic thing. He hasn't done the thing he wants to show him. They've paused the fight again. Hibachi asks, are you ready to kill me now? It's been a pleasure. And it feels like we haven't done anything this chapter. It feels like this chapter could largely be skipped, and we wouldn't have really... Like, we might have lost, oh hey, the other Hikashi are here. Shinbeda, that's his name. Shinbeda. I remember now. But, like, I feel like we haven't... Like, beyond Shinbeda and the Hikashi arriving, nothing really new happens in this chapter. And it ends in basically the exact same spot we were in last week, which is the issue. I mean, there's some more things to look into, just how the waves are changing, as Hibana drew attention to last week. but largely we're in the same spot we were in a week ago, which is not great. It's kind of like when I saw a parting gift, I was hoping the parting gift would be Benny doing the move that was alluded to last week. But now it seems like the parting gift is just him going to do the move that was alluded to last week, which was exactly where we were in last week. I don't know, it just doesn't... I don't feel like we've done anything. We've shown how strong Benimaru is, again, but we already knew that. Though we do see that he's even more powerful than the imagination of Hibachi in Asakusa's public consciousness. Which is something. I don't know. Also, I feel like, while normally Fire Force's fights are really, like, from a choreography standpoint, are great. They're tactile, you can easily follow what's going on. I feel like maybe it's because this is such an aerial battle, with just, like normally a Fire Force fight is either on the ground, or when Shinra fights in the air, he's using his location to his advantage. Like when he starts running on the roof when he fights Rekka back in the Company 1 arc is the first thing that comes to mind. It feels like this fight could be anywhere, in a way that's not normally the case for Fire Force fights. It feels like they're just kind of hovering in the void, and I feel like that kind of... They're hovering in the void using super moves on each other. I called out the Kamehameha thing earlier. Like, it's kind of Dragon Ball Z, from my not quite knowledge of Dragon Ball Z, but, like, cultural osmosis of Dragon Ball Z, you know what I mean? Whatever. And so the fights lack that kind of great tactile, you can feel the flow of the fight that the best Fire Force fights have. Not damning the chapter. The chapter is still fun to read, but I don't know. I'm trying to find the right way to say this, especially because for one thing, it kind of feels like Hibachi as a character just came up so out of nowhere. So I'm kind of wondering, the question in my mind I was wondering is, why is this the fight that gets, circled? That starts running around in circles with with Hibachi, who we never knew about until, 10 chapters ago. And then all of a sudden he's, the fight. I don't know. I hate bad-mouthing a chapter like this, because it's a really fun read, but also it kind of doesn't quite work in a lot of ways. It feels... It's not bad, but Fire Force's best, especially when it comes to fight chapters, is so high that not being so high feels really bad. Is probably my best reading of what I'm feeling about this chapter. I don't know, but hopefully we do have the scene of Benimaru that I haven't touched on yet, of him showing deference to Hibachi, of apologizing for being kind of an asshole as a kid, and then thanking him for raising him, for giving him his name, which feels like, I don't know enough about Japanese culture to say it's a Japanese thing, but it seems like I've seen that kind of concept in anime enough that it does fit in with Asakusa's deep Japaneseness compared to the rest of the Empire. So that kind of adds in on Asakusa as a whole, especially with Hibachi's excitement at happiness at seeing Benimaru give this speech. So there's some little things there, but hopefully next chapter ends this fight. I think this fight has gone on long enough. It's time for it to come to an end, and see what the series has in store next. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!